Good morning, my beautiful friends. Today is December 11th, and it's day 27 of our 40-day Advent calendar created by Grok. So today's feast day is the 40-day Hearth Flame. I'm assuming that they're talking about St. Bridget's flame. I don't know if that's what they're talking about because, as I said yesterday, as the Advent season goes on, Grok is struggling more and more. It finds themes that are Celtic, right? This Hearth Flame, and we're going to talk about that, is definitely Celtic because of the Goddess Bridget and Saint Bridget. But I think it's struggling to find, resources and things. And that is number one because of what is out there in the training ground. So I think that would be true of any AI product. It can only really give back what it can find out there. And I asked it for 40 days of reflections and journal prompts and, Celtic leaders and spiritual leaders and things like that. So if there's not a lot of information out there, it can't really pull back anything, right? So what I think this is referring to is the Goddess Bridget, the Goddess Bridget, as they say in Ireland, and or Saint Bridget of Kildare. And there's a few different Saint Bridgets that kind of get sort of combined into the one Saint Bridget we think of, the patron saint, female patron saint of Ireland. So the nuns, the Brigidine nuns, currently protect this fire that is at Solas Bhríde in Kildare. And that tradition comes from St. Bridget had a fire that she tended, and her sisters at her convent tended this fire. But then during the Reformation, when everything, Roman Catholic, everything that wasn't Presbyterian and anything that was outside of that faith was destroyed, the light was put out. And so, a lot of these holy places, the holy wells, went into disrepair. And then when they were allowed to start up again, they created, the fire again in Kildare, and the Brigidine Sisters today guard this fire and keep it going. So I'm guessing this is what this is talking about, but I'm not sure. Not really sure. So the prayer for today is Sacred 3, keep my fire bright, and the flame. Let's see if this works. The videos haven't been working every day. Well, this one is working, I think. So we'll give that a listen. And then the Gaelic phrase today is just the English translation of Merry Christmas. So that's very nice. You can write that in your Christmas cards. Stare into your flame for 40 seconds. What shape did it make? That's the journal prompt. Not crazy about these journal prompts. I just think, it takes a lot of courage to do a simple task of just making sure a flame is lit, right? Like if you think you have a candle in your house, right, and you light a candle, and your only job really is to make sure that the candle doesn't go out. Well, that seems like a pretty simple task. But what if there's wind? What if there's somebody actively trying to blow out your candle? Are you supposed to watch that candle 24 hours a day? What if you have something else to do? What if you have to go to the bathroom, right? Who's watching the candle while you're going to the bathroom? It seems like such a simple task to keep a flame lit. But as St. Bridget's story tells us, they couldn't keep it lit. When the naysayers came and said, we're shutting us down, the fire got put out, right? And it was put out for generations. And then, the resurgence came back and now it's being lit again. But what might put out that fire again? So think about the simple things in your life that could be blown out by any strange wind, or things that people are actively trying to blow out in your life, because of their dogma or their opinion or whatever. What are those flames that we carry that we want to tend to, that we need to tend to? Right? So that's what I'm going to journal about today. I am wishing you all the very best in light and love. Be well. Take care. Bye-bye.